Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is Minecraft. No, wait. It's Lara Croft. No, wait. It's Ukraine. No, it's my crane. We're kicking things off with a shuffler special. We have 0 draw power and double crazy donkey that are meant for later in the game. Mull. Then we get a double Aetherize 3-lander with an opt and a procession. This is a lot better. Keep. We'll put an Aetherize on the bottom. We can procession the one we have back to our hand if we need it. Our surveil land shows us an Uthros on top. We will need a planet at some point, but right now it's a bit too early. We don't have our setup in hand yet, and we could use a stock up. There's a Kona now. They play out an innkeeper's talent. We'll hesitate a moment and make them think we're thinking about countering it. This is the game within the game. It has to be long enough of a pause to be convincing. It's a painful decision, bro, but we'll let you keep that. Our opt shows us a surveil land, but we'll send it on down. We've still got time to find that 4th land. Then, as a reward, we draw a stock up. I think we've got to grab a planet here. A second stock up should get us closer to our key enchantment. The pants are still on, and our plans are still a go for launch as soon as we're fueled and ready. Oppo drops in a cub. They likely would have played it out on their last turn, but they were concerned about us having a counterspell. Our stock up shows us a horrible set of 5. We do have to pick something, and I'm eyeballing the surveil land and the island. The surveil land will dig us another card deeper if it's something we don't need. And the island is untapped mana. They go with a Hydra. The Landfall Empire has shown its hand. Then they follow up with a short-skirted Tifa. They have a lot of beef burger on board, so we'll want to keep mana up for our Aetherize, which leaves us just 1 mana to work with. That is enough for our first year, though. They go with the pants-dropping Explorer. He will drop Trow Trow so fast and without warning. They start giving their men performance-enhancing candy. At this point, everyone is eating them. Why settle for lethality when you can go way over the top? Let's keep pumping these men. Lethality coming in? Not while we have this here Aetherize. All that beef won't be attacking us again for another couple of turns. It's mana well spent to buy us this time. Our surveil land shows us a crazy donkey on top. We do want one, but right now we're only keeping draw or an om nom nom. We've bought ourselves a free turn thanks to Aetherize, so we can take the time to use our procession to get back a stock up, which we can fire off right away. Still no om nom nom, but we do have an excellent selection of draw. Their Hydra comes back. All hail Hydra. Am I right, bro? All these cards and no nom nom. No Tifa this time. They decided to go with their cub over the short skirt. They drop in double fetches, which will balloon their Hydra thanks to all the performance-enhancing candy. It surely must have a toothache. Are the frustration levels building? They use a removal on a 1/1. That is a card they could have used on a Kona. Oopsie poopsie, bro. We draw a crazy donkey. We're still in need of our key enchantment, the almighty Om Nom Nom. This stock-up doesn't find us an Omniscience, but there is another Aetherize. We'll take the grotto so we don't have to punch ourselves in the face for 2 if we drop the Shockland. On top, we have a second crazy donkey, but we're still after the Om Nom Nom. So down it must go. They level up their talent. It is fully maxed out now. If they pop those fetchers, their Hydra will get so bloated, it will need Gas X or a visit to the ER. They drop a land in, and the Hydra bloats. It could nearly kill us by itself. They throw down a racetrack for their golden turkeys. I love how players are never satisfied with what they have on board. They always gotta go for more. It made Farewell an 8-for-1 card. Dear Wizards, bring back Farewell. That's another land. The Hydra is nearly big enough to kill 2 players. On the bright side, they are tapped out again. Anything that gets bounced is not coming back until their next turn. In a twist of fate, they only send in the Explorer. That's only a 5 spot and they are tapped. We'll take it, and at the end of their turn we can coil and catch. Because these reshuffle the deck, I do try to wait until they're our last resort to use them to try to find a key combo piece. Here, we have no choice. Do they think it's the end of our turn? Negative, bro. It's the end of your turn. Put your pants on right. No Omniscience yet, but we do get a second Aetherize. We'll pass the turn without any plays. We will have to toss a card, but we've got a land that can go. We might not need our combo. They're milling away a big chunk of their deck. And as long as we can hit them with Aetherize, they won't be able to get through for damages. Tifa finally comes back. They're still not done playing stuff out, even though they've got more than enough power on board. They fire off an engineering to max out those triggers. They send enough that we have to use an Aetherize to protect our life total. This game will continue. They say nice, but what is really nice is grabbing a stock up out of our grave at instant speed. We draw a second Kona, but its dance partner is still missing. We're about to get another stock up closer to finding one. And there it is. It's only taken 20 turns, but we're finally in the game. We'll take it and a stock up to continue to dig after we drop in our crazy donkey. All they have in hand is their explorer. They used the one removal they had on a first year early on. With a wisdom in hand, we can fire it off once we've exhausted our draw spells and get back everything we've used up to this point. We should have more than enough cards to call this. It's GG's, extra cheese. We're about to turn them into a spectator to their own demise. They are about to have a migraine headache. They say nice and we'll reply with a GG's for the lols. They look at their golden turkey. All that power is useless, bro. Your men are lawn ornaments at this point. We didn't get more draw, but that's fine. We have a huge pile of it in our grave. And that's why we have the wisdom. They take their L and run out of town. Smell you later, bro. Don't forget to write. This is Airy Doll. Thanks for bringing a fork and knife. It is Om Nom Nom night. We get a shuffler special with our key pieces in hand already. We have a pair of surveil lands to help find more draw and more lands. The opt will help us out as well. It feels risky, but we'll give it a shot. Keep your hopes up. That's an Is It land. Welcome to the big show yet again. Lessons. Our surveil land shows us an Om Nom Nom on top. We already have two, but I hate to give away our plan to an opponent that is likely packing counterspells. But we don't really need it bogging down our hand. We have to play our game or not at all. We draw a Marang, which could help us bait out their counter. We'll play our planet and pass the turn. We can opt at the end of their turn and dig a bit more. They've gotten themselves stuck on a shuffler special. I'd like to say that I feel for them, but I don't. Suck it, lessons. Our surveil land shows us another boom. We'll take it. They miss another land drop and they have to toss a card. That's a stock up they threw out. Should have tossed the quench you've got in your hand, bro. That's going to be useless pretty soon. We'll pay the 2 life for our shock land. We want to be able to coil and catch at the end of their turn. Let's bait that counter spell out sooner rather than later. They lose to their shuffler special. No cheese needed here. This is Furry Fist. So much hair it ends up in his food. Nice, bro. Very nice. We get a 3-lander with double Kona, a Marang, and a Procession. This is a bit slow, but overall there's nothing wrong with it. It could use an opt or two to help us out early. Keep your pants on. They play out a case. Life gain is already itching to gain life. Just keep that hockey stick in your pants, bro. This is a family show. This time around, they go with a channeler, the darling of life gain. We will want to find ourselves an Aetherize, especially if they have more life gain men on the way. We draw our 3rd Kona, which is no help at all. We can easily toss one to coil and catch when the time comes. I mean, triple Kona, I still can't believe it. They go with a doll shop, which is a solid play for them. More men when they swing in, which equals life gain for their channeler. This initial hit is going to be a juicy 4-spot. Our opt shows us an island on top. That's not an Aetherize, so we'll ship it. That gets us a 2nd Marang. Then we draw our 4th Kona. It's the shuffler turning against us for having won too many games with this deck. Here is the proof unfolding before our very eyes. Our grotto shows us our wisdom on top. It's a card we won't need until later, so we'll ship it. It's okay, boys, we've got the full set of Kona right here. I think only once before did I draw the full play set of any card. And those were synthesizers, so it was all good. They play out a preacher. That's a guy that makes tokens and draws them cards. But that's fine, we have all 4 Kona. Those hits drop us down to 9, and they have lethality on board. I don't think there is anything we can draw to save us at this point. Way too much Kona and not enough stock up. The final draw of the game for us got us another opt. We'll fire one off and see what we've got on top. And that's our combo. We're a turn late in getting it, and we don't have the 4th mana we need to drop in one of our 4 Kona. We'll take our L and move on to the next game. That's GG's, the shuffler wins cheese. This is Wolf and Turtle's clothing. He's all bark and no pizza. Keep it in your shell, bro. We get a 3-lander with all blue mana, but a decent mix of early cards. We'll roll with this. Keep your pants on. We draw half of our combo right off the bat. All that's missing is a Kona, and we drew 4 of those last game. Should be easy, right? Our nut job Oppo plays out a nut job. We draw a breeding pool, which is our 1st green mana. We do have a grotto, which can also make green, but it requires a mana to work. We'll go with our opt at the end of their turn. If we find a Kona, we'll be in business. They throw down a fire-bending Ascension. They want to bring the fire and flame. It will be a race of who gets what. 1 point of damage seems kind of slow for turn 3 mono red. Our opt shows us a land on top, and with 4 lands already, we'll ship it on down. And oh yes, the shuffler strikes again. Yes, can we please draw more lands? If we drop in our surveil land, we can hope to avoid more land draws. On top, we have an Aetherize, which we'll keep. We'll follow up with the First-Year. It'll be fine to use it as a blocker without getting off the rampant growth. We have more than enough lands. They play out a Broom, Hilda. I did try to like that card, but I hate how chancy some of Red's cards are. They exile a card off the top and can play it all the way until the turn after their Broom, Hilda, cans itself. And then the first men they play on Chapter 2 and 3 get haste. I'm not sure if we should block now or save it for later. I mean, this is only 4 damages, but then again, they could have removal for our First-Year, and we'll lose our chance to have blocked up some damages. And we are drawing an Aetherize we can play out, so that will set them back. Let's save ourselves some pain. We'll go with our grotto for the scry, and it does enter untapped, so we have the mana for Aetherize. They play out a fear of missing out. That's the fear you feel when you play mono red. You are completely missing out on playing something else that is actually fun. They send it and they get triggers. It's going to be a lot of pump thanks to their nut job. And that's a lot of pain. But thanks to this here, Aetherize, we won't have to worry about being shoved aboard the pain train. Which one is more important to them, you think? I bet the nut job comes back. No, wait, that's the Broomhilda. We'll fire off our stock up. We've got more draw and a Kona to find. That is a Kona right there. That's an insta-grab. Out of the rest, I do like getting another procession. We can use it to fire off a stock up multiple times and chain enough spells together to end this game. We've got everything we need. All we have to do is survive to untap. They go with a hired claw. It will get haste from Broomhilda, but it is too small to get the job done. Should have played that nut job thing you have, bro. That guy is toasty warm. Not hot or fire, but toasty warm, like the pee running down your leg. They send it and are leaving 3 mana up. It is possible they have a removal that hits for 3 or more, but we do have double procession to get our Kona back if it goes to an early grave. They play out the fear of missing out. That leaves them with only 1 mana available, and they don't have a bolt. That's for sure. Correction, they have 2 mana available. We draw a forest, which gives us the 2 mana we need to fire off a procession in case they snipe our Kona before it can give us the power to nom nom our way to the W. The hesitation is them checking to make sure they haven't pooped their shell. It's the moment of truth. Do they have a 3 damage spell or not? Apparently not. We'll get our Omni-Slash in play and get to cutting their life total down. Get in there, crazy donkey. Show them how to kick some teeth in. And now we'll grab our stock up. Oppo is having issues with what he's seeing, and they do have a 2 damage spell which takes down our crazy donkey. Sure, one eye is bigger than the other and he's going to an early grave, but we can get him back. This is an opt and another procession here. Before we go with a procession, let's opt and see what we have coming up. Sure, we could get stock up, but we could also get our donkey and continue to smash, but we could also find another with stock up. Let's keep digging until Underverse come. An opt here is good as well as the boom. Save coil and catch until it's the last draw spell left. Our opt shows us the wisdom on top. That is huge. Yes, and yes, we will take it. Our other crazy donkeys are not showing up, so we'll get back the one that was shot in the face. He's so crazy, he liked it. And now, crazy donkey smash, just as nature intended. It's good they scooped, because we were going to kill them with all these lands. That's GG's, extra crazy donkey cheese. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.